I was recently reminded that the Bronte sisters wrote under the names Kerr, Ellis, and Acton Bell. Similarly, Mary Ann Evans chose to publish her work under the name George Eliot. Obviously, these people thought a writer would not be taken seriously unless he was a man. Virginia Woolf wrote a number of scouring essays on this subject, on the voices of women in the world of art. Today, I do not think that gender is a factor for a writer with regard to success, however that may be defined, awards, sales, securing the services of a top agent, whatever. I do not think that any female writer would claim that she is working under any kind of unfair or unfavorable conditions other than those which are inherent in the writing life. But then, I am a man, and I may be mistaken. Also, when people want to recognize how far women have advanced in our society, perhaps even to a status as equals, they will point to politics, at the number of women who are elected, who are in a position of power, how it is now likely that we will have a woman as president, and few would be shocked or disappointed to see it. I'm not cheered or convinced when I hear this, because I don't have much, or any, respect for politicians. Someone might as well tell me that the prison population is approaching gender equity, to make the same point. I think it is tough for a woman to advance in many areas, and none would be so proscriptively rough as the restaurant kitchen. There, for centuries, men have ruled. The kitchen is a harsh, unforgiving environment modeled on the military, a test of one's fiber, as well as culinary skills, knowledge, and creative touch. When I hear that a woman has risen to the level of chef, I reflect on the extra measure of toughness it probably took for her to get there. A kitchen plays no favorites. There is a lady who has been writing in the local newspaper for many years as a food critic and restaurant reviewer. The other day, in the course of her weekly column, she wrote, in parentheses, "I always love typing a female name after chef, especially when a female name comes after owner. No one could exemplify success as a restaurant founder, owner, and chef more than Alice Waters. She was studying French culture at UC Berkeley when the free speech movement began, along with the anti-war campaigns. She became an activist of a very particular kind, a food activist. She went to France 2 separate times and said that she absorbed everything she saw, heard, touched, and ate by osmosis. What she learned transformed her very quietly, very powerfully, into a chef. She opened her own restaurant, Chez Panisse, in Berkeley in 1971. Her goal was to serve healthy, tasty food to her friends. She did that and also produced a daughter, Fanny. She used organic produce, market fresh, in season, grown locally. That approach, stubbornly adhered to, has made her famous and has brought every conceivable award both to herself and to her restaurant. I believe she would say that everything about food improves when you make it yourself. Homemade beats store-bought. Most of her recipes are rather simple and feature their ingredients. Freshness, freshness, freshness was her mantra. This, while the prevailing market trend was in the opposite direction of total food processing, the better to extend the shelf life of the product, never mind that it leached out the taste and the nutrients. In the hellish jungle of fast food, Waters is a champion for, what else? Slow food. And no waste. When she makes cheese at home, she has 15 healthy choices for using the whey. She would find value and richness in the time and trouble spent preparing the food. For her, that is not time wasted, it's time invested, and the payoff comes when the food is enjoyed with family and friends. Waters is now an eminence, gardening with Michelle Obama and writing books illustrated by her daughter. Alice Waters scored a remarkable and very personal victory in a world previously dominated by men. And in that sometimes crude and brutal world, she espoused the decidedly alternative virtues of kindness and generosity, and she has never lost sight of that. She would really set my local food writer's heart proudly aflutter.